Hi everyone, Tom Raftery here. I'm at the SmarterE event in Munich today, and with me I have Alex. Alex, who are you and what do you do?
Great, thanks Tom. I'm Alex, I'm part of the product marketing team in BuildingX, which is a unit in Siemens Smart Infrastructure business.
Okay, and BuildingX, I'm guessing that's to do with managing buildings?
Exactly.
Why is that important? Why do we want to be managing buildings?
Actually, buildings are not that digitized as they should be today. Yeah, what we're trying to help our customers is start onboarding their buildings more and more onto the cloud for different reasons around operations, around energy monitoring and driving towards more sustainability, but also in regards to security or fire safety and other parts. And actually, we try to make your building smart, and by even going beyond and start getting more and more use cases onto one platform, we can even start making your buildings more autonomous at the end. Yeah, this is really only a few really sophisticated ones are going in that direction right now, also with the help of AI and so on. This is where we want to help.
Okay, and talk to me about the idea of autonomous buildings. It sounds intriguing. Do you have any examples you can talk to me about?
Yeah, we have several ones. So actually, it's pretty cool to see how fast this is evolving right now. I mean, everyone is talking about AI, machine learning, and all these things. Actually, we're doing that also. There's, for example, one customer we co-created an app with. It's a commercial real estate company from Sweden called NWT. Together with them, we created an app, a really ready-to-use app called comfortAI. That app in specific actually takes data like occupancy, based also from security systems, for example, from physical access control systems.
Okay.
So who would have thought the security systems provide into any sustainable efforts, you know?
Sure.
But by having the data from the entry gates, and also this is also, by the way, another app in BuildingX, we support like mobile access. Having this one, for example, as a data input into the comfortAI part, there's also other mechanisms to kind of like get the occupancy data. There's little sensors. We even can monitor like Wi-Fi signals and get that data, fetch it into the systems. But in that case, it's really just the physical access control system feeding into the system. And by that, we can also pull it into the HVAC, the heating, ventilation, air conditioning routines.
Okay.
And we can also, for example, you only need to heat and cool down the building when it's occupied or when there's people using it.
Makes sense.
And I mean, it's pretty obvious that there's certain times, like in the morning when people arrive or like when they leave in the afternoon, but there might be also holiday seasons when we don't always know it, or there might be peak times. So there's different ways on how to feed into that model.
Yep.
And then the product guys, they explained it to me with a good metaphor. You know, you need to, if you race onto a highway with a strong car, you know, if you really put it up, you know, it really puts a lot of fuel out of it. But if you really take it easy and make a smooth transition, then you don't waste that much energy. And the same for a big HVAC system. If you swap from an eco mode and like an eco-friendly saving mode into a comfort mode, that you really have the perfect climate conditions for your tenants, then this can, for a bigger building, can take like 1.5 hours, you know?
Okay.
And you prepare the building, and then by that, the nice side effect of really getting the cool comfort level is that we save up to 6% in that building. And this is a lot of money actually for them.
Okay.
So this should prove, you know, having the interoperability between different domains, security, comfort setting, like normal operations, but also sustainability, they all come together.
Right.
And you have the availability of data. If you get rid of the silos, then you can support these cases,
Okay. And BuildingX is an open platform, isn't it? I mean, anyone can develop apps on BuildingX and get access and bring their data in and kind of have it interact with the building data and do things.
Exactly. So it's not only a suite of apps, BuildingX. We have really for quite a diverse set of use cases. We can offer ready-to-use apps like on the smartphone, you know. You open up your phone, you boot it, and then you have a messaging tool, you have a camera and everything. But if you prefer to use a different one, you know, whether download another one. And our app portfolio ecosystem is growing also now, but we also invite a community of developers to build their own applications. We also support them with different tools.
Right.
So we have application programming interfaces, APIs. We have a REST API. If you go to our website, you will also find a link into our developer portal,
Nice.
where you can also see what these APIs can serve you. Some of them is read-only on the energy side, but some of them they can even write back into the system, like the operations API.
Nice.
There's also native APIs to get information on identities, on account settings, and so on, like you would know from iOS or from Android.
Yeah.
But there's also SDKs for the mobile access scenarios, for example. We have a big insurance company in Germany. They also implementing that one. They want to implement these features into their own app, into their company app, because they don't want their employees to download another one.
Sure.
So we have SDKs for that one, and we also spending a lot of money to also support any low-code and no-code environments. Siemens has an own one like Mendix, but we also have capabilities to support like Power BI platform for Microsoft.
Okay.
And we even inside the platform, we have something called the rules engine, which is like a Node-RED integration. You can really, I always compare it as like Lego programming for kids. Drag and drop, put your nodes, create your own flows, probably call an API to get a weather service or weather information from Bloomberg or whatever you want to use, wherever you want to trust. So you can patch your own.
And where is everything going? I mean, I know there's huge potential here because, as you said at the start, very few buildings are digitized to date. So I'm assuming in the next few years, more and more buildings will be digitized. But where are we going then after that? What comes next?
Yeah, it's ramping up. And I mean, there's some pressure also from a regulation point of view.
Sure.
We don't see it hitting in that hard right now, but I think it can come sooner than people expect. But also, I think people many times we talk a lot to OT people, operation technology. We try to also make their life easier to hop onto an IT level, having easy connectivity and all that stuff. Once they're on that, and this all comes by ease of use, And I think if you grant a good usability, a good user experience at the end, and this is also what we drive for, make it tangible. Make it very convenient to log in, to use the apps, make it fun to export the data and so on. And by the adoption, this is really, I think, where the whole industry needs to help by onboarding those buildings, and to train the people, to talk to the people, to start small. No one buys a big platform tackling all the use cases.
Right.
Find one simple example, solve a problem, from that take another one. If you're onboarded your building, for security reasons, for energy reasons, the next step is then closer. And I mean, there's big numbers in the market. Sometimes they're wrong. I think only like 5% are on an autonomous level today, talking about these things. So, I mean, there's a massive potential, And if you recognize that there's like 30% energy consumption worldwide only out of buildings, it should take it more serious, and all these things. And this technology is here to help. It's fun, so.
Cool, great, fantastic. Alex, that's been great. Thanks a million for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.